Hello and welcome back everyone to another one of my crazy 100% playthroughs. Today I'll be tackling the sequel of my last 100% playthrough, Super Mario Galaxy 2. I think that this game adds so much from the original that it deserves to be labeled a true sequel rather than an expansion like some people believe. But there were some odd choices that were made that make little sense, but they don't really detract from the overall experience. This is still a very fun game at the end of the day and is worth playing if you've been thinking about wanting to play it for yourself. Now, before we jump into the video, I want to encourage you guys to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it, and consider subscribing if you want to see more videos like this in the future. Doing so helps the algorithm recommend this video to more people and helps my channel grow. Thank you all for the support, and now it's time to travel to a galaxy not so far away. Let's complete Super Mario Galaxy 2. When I was thinking about how I was going to write this video without it feeling repetitive, it was a tiny bit challenging. I figured changing up how I play through the game itself would help. I decided that, unlike the Mario half in Galaxy 1, I would do something more like what I did with Luigi in the second half of that playthrough. So completing levels as they came seemed like the best way to go. It would allow me to revisit previous levels spontaneously rather than going the more linear route and only focusing on the regular stars, then doing the comets, then doing the random pop-up NPC challenges from the chimp and who I think is Guillermo. And that's something I wanted to say about this game. I really liked the fact that they did their best with shaking up the gameplay. They added and revamped comets and related features, and added those aforementioned NPC challenges. Speedrun comets now start at 30 seconds, and you have to collect clocks that add 10 seconds to the timer. Purple coin comets are no longer a post-game feature, and they appear throughout some of the galaxies. And instead of racing against Cosmic Mario, he instead appears as a clone that lags about 3 seconds behind, with the goal of forcing you to always move and avoid running into the path of a lagging clone. Otherwise, you'll get hurt. They also added new power-ups. The Cloud Flower makes its debut, allowing you to create clouds when you spin, giving you a platform to stand on when jumping large gaps or for jumping higher. It also allows you to jump further when you do long jumps, which is a lot of fun, and I utilize that a lot throughout the gameplay. They also added the Rock Mushroom, which turns you into a boulder that rolls around that can take out enemies and knock over drawbridges. They even added bowling pin themed enemies, which is cool, I guess. And they brought back some of the power-ups from the first game, like the Bee Mushroom, the Boom Mushroom, the Spring Mushroom, and the Fire Flower. To me, these are all positives, and there aren't really many negatives to complain about. I guess the only complaints I have are that they left out the Ice Flower and the red star that turns Mario into Flying Mario. I'm not sure of the exact reason for leaving those out. There are some levels that have a giant button that will freeze water, but they could have easily just used the Ice Flower in those instances. As for gameplay, the only change that's worth a mention as a sort of complaint is, while swimming, shaking the controller has Mario do a spinning propelling motion to swim faster. In the first game, you can continuously shake the controller and spam the propelling with no cooldown. In this game, you can't spam it anymore since they added a 2-second-ish cooldown after every spin. I'd say this is my biggest complaint since it makes swimming significantly slower. The galaxies now have fewer stars to collect, usually around 2 to 3, and since there are more galaxies in the game than the first game, it makes sense. The game still has 242 total stars to collect, so it evens out by the end. Every galaxy also has one comet, which appear when you collect comet medals, and they are included in the 2 to 3 stars that you'll get per level. When you've collected all the stars in a galaxy during the story, you get a silver crown stamped on that galaxy. For now, it just means there's nothing left to do. Getting to the end and defeating Bowser, we get a little cameo appearance from Rosalina herself, who's only been mentioned up to this point in the game by the Lumas. I'm still very much convinced this game takes place in a parallel timeline to the first one. If you're wondering what I mean by this, there are videos out there that you can find that explain the parallel timeline theory. We then get access to the special world beyond World 6 that has special themed galaxies. Rolling Coaster and Boss Blitz are a couple of my favorites. This was the last section I needed to complete and Silver Crown everything before going back to fight Bowser again. Doing this unlocks the post-game. With the second half of the game unlocked, it's time to tackle what is arguably the most tedious task to accomplish in the Mario Galaxy games. The green power stars appear from comets, and the stars are scattered around and placed randomly in each galaxy. Now, the stars are not actually randomized, I just mean that the placements of the stars seem a bit random, but some require interesting methods to obtain them. Each galaxy has one green star for every regular star, meaning there are a total of 120 green stars, one shy of exactly half of the total stars in the game. Seeing as we have a long section ahead, I'm going to cut to the chase and collect these stars. With a lot of this segment being in a way repetitive and revisiting literally every galaxy, I'll just have a montage of collecting the green stars while I narrate the next couple of minutes. The majority of the green stars are hiding in plain sight, usually in a spot that might require high jumping or stepping off a platform. And then there are some that you wouldn't be able to find unless you looked up some sort of guide. I use a guide for this entire part just to get through it more quickly since I knew it would take a while anyway. Thanks, 14-year-old IGN guide. You're a real one. There were also some stars that required precise timing in order to get it. The Roller Coaster Galaxy in World S is one that comes to mind, since it's the only one I could remember, honestly. But other than that, it was a pretty mundane trek through the galaxies, but there were some that caused some frustration. I cannot believe that this just... Oh my god. Oh no, that's where it stops. Okay. But then we finally get to the end. When I collected the 240th star, I was ready to take on the final galaxy that was hidden until this moment. The Grandmaster Galaxy is a gauntlet type galaxy where you have to run through the sections, avoiding and defeating enemies before progressing to the next section, until finally reaching the end and collecting a normal star. It's not that challenging of a galaxy, but some parts do require timing and precision, especially the first and fifth areas. With the star collected, I was ready for the last star. But there was a catch. The only way to unlock the comet was to have 9,999 star bits deposited in the Toad Bank. I only had over 5,000 at this point, so I needed to go farm them. The best spot that I chose was the Sweet Mystery Galaxy, and after about 30 minutes or so, I got the necessary star bits and unlocked the comet. I cannot stress how stressful this final comet is.
This is where the fun begins.
The comet is a daredevil comet, so the goal, of course, is to make it to the end without getting hit by an enemy. I began the level with a full 99 lives, and they were disappearing fast. There was screaming, there was heavy breathing and frustration. I even almost passed out from the exertion of that frustration. But I kept going, I kept pushing through, hoping that maybe I would finally do this before using all of my lives. Until finally, this happened 46 lives later. Oh my god, I did it. I actually fucking did it. I actually did it! Oh my god, I actually freaking did it! I actually did it! It only took me 40 lives to do it. It took me, what, 46 lives to do it? But oh my god, I did it! I did it. Ooh, I was losing my mind there, dude. I was losing my freaking mind. But I did it. That's all that matters. I did it. I look like a psychopath, but I did it. And now, Rosalina has presented us with the final star. Oh my god. So you were the one who collected all of the scattered stars. I want to thank you. Your deeds will live on in the memory of the cosmos. May the stars shine down on you. Can I go inside? Nope. And then I fall off and I die. Imagine. It's finally over. It's over. Oh my god, I was losing my mind, dude. And I did it in under an hour and a half. Wow. Never again am I gonna do this. Never again. Never again. Like I said in the clip, I never want to go through that experience ever again. I achieved what I set out to do and collected every power star in Super Mario Galaxy 2. Despite the moments of frustration, it's still an amazing and fun game. The frustrating parts make up less than about 5% of the game, but it's still a great game worth playing and going for completion. If you're someone who's been wanting to pick up this game for yourself, I highly recommend it. You will need a Wii, of course, if you don't already have one, but definitely give it a go. And that'll do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, as always, a thumbs up is appreciated, and if you want to see more videos like this and others, consider subscribing. It's free and it helps grow the channel. With that, thank you guys for watching. I really hope you guys made it to the very end, and I'll see you in the next one.